Hey friends, today we are kind of switching gears a little bit. We're going to be doing problems where we need to do a combination of operations. So we might be doing multiplication, we might be doing division, we might be doing addition or subtraction. So we want to just break down these story problems and work together to figure them out. And then we'll just have a few problems on the back for you and you will be good to go. So let's read number 1. 9 buses of students, gotta watch those where the number is a word. 9 buses of students, teachers, and parents went on the field trip. If 5 of the buses hold 63 people each and the other buses hold 54 people each, how many people went in all? All right, so let's take it slow here. First of all, we're going to draw some lines here so we have room to show our work. Okay, all right, so we know that there's a total of 9 buses. We also know that 5 of the buses hold 63 people. So we know that then we know if there's 5 buses that hold 63, well, what's the difference between 5 and 9? 6, 7, 8, 9. That means 4 of the buses hold 54 people because there's 9 total. So 5 buses have 63 people and 4 buses have 54 people. How many people went in all? So I need to do some multiplication. Hopefully you were thinking that, because I've got, in the first bus, I have 63 people on 5 buses. So that's my first equation, okay? My second equation is I have 54 people on 4 buses, okay? And then it says, in the end, how many people went on both buses. So your job is going to be to do both problems, but when you get your answers, okay, you're going to need to take both of these answers and add them up. I would probably do that up here, okay, to get your final answer. So do both equations and put both of your answers up here, okay, and add them up. It's a little bit trickier, but you can do it. And then because we're doing story problems, people is our label. Okay, so we'll put our label in there. So you're going to remember how we do 2 digit times 1 digit. We do up and then over. Okay, so you should be good there. I'm just kind of helping you lay it out. Number 2. Some female butterflies, when they say some, we don't know how many. Some female butterflies lay their eggs in clusters. If one kind of butterfly lays 12 eggs at a time and another kind lays 18 eggs at a time, how many eggs would 8 of each kind of butterfly lay? Okay, so our important numbers are 12 and 18. But the question at the very end says, how many eggs would 8 of each kind of butterfly lay? So I need to take each of those numbers times 8. This is very similar to the one we just did, just laid out a little differently. We need to figure out those 2 butterflies if there were 8 of them. The first one has 12 eggs times 8. The second one has 18 eggs times 8 using your space. Okay, so those are going to be our 2 equations. And then just like last time, we're going to need to add them up. Okay, trying to switch colors here to help you. And then we're going to need to add up both of our answers over here to get our final answer, okay? Just like number 1. Let's check on number 3. Teachers divided, it's kind of a clue, students into groups of 3. Each group of 3 wrote a report that had 9 pictures in it. The students used 585 pictures altogether. How many students were there in all? All right, very confusing problem. So we want to focus on, we don't know how many groups of 3 the teachers made. All we know is that they divided them into groups of 3. We don't know how many groups they ended up with. So we're going to focus on the pictures. We know that there were 585 altogether, and that each group of 3 had 9 pictures. So we're going to do a long division problem first to figure that out. Okay, so we're going to focus on the pictures first. So I have my 9. I think you might want to use another piece of scratch paper if you can. Okay, Mrs. Sagan's running out of room a little bit, right? All right, so let's look at our first step. How many 9s can fit into 5? It cannot, because my divisor is bigger. So we have to say how many 9s can fit into 58. Let's start our 9s over here. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. I'm getting close. 9 times 6 is 54. Ooh, that's pretty close without going over, right? So that was 9 times 6. Put my 6 up here. Put my 54 down here. Subtract. 8 minus 4 is 4. Check to bring down. Yes, there's a number there. Bring down my 5. And now I start over. How many 9s are in 45? I can look over here at my chart and see it's going to work out perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 9s is 45. And I subtract and I am at 0. So that means I know that there were 65. So if I take those 65 pictures and there were 3 groups for each one, my second equation is going to be to take those 65 times 3 groups, and that will tell me my final answer, which was how many students were there. So your next problem is going to be taking that 65 times the groups of 3 to see how many students were there in all. That'll be your last equation to do on your own, and then you'll move your answer over here. These are really tricky today, guys, so that's why we're doing more together. But I like to leave stuff for you to do, right? All right, the next one looks kind of a little bit easier, but it has to do with time. So we're going to be figuring some time out here. All right, here's number 4. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Driving to and from the butterfly garden took 45 minutes each way. Think in your head already, that's 45 and 45, isn't it? But let's keep reading. The students spent 3 hours in the garden and 30 minutes eating lunch. If the group left the school at 9 a.m., what time did they get back? Okay, so we're going to break it down. This is a multi-step problem just like the other ones. The first thing that we need to do is figure out how much time they spent. Then we're going to figure out from 9 a.m. how long they were gone. Okay? So let's start it. We have 45 minutes each way, right? So we can start adding those up. 45 plus 45. And then I'm going to take this 30 minutes and add that on at the same time. I'm not going to worry about the 3 hours in the garden yet. I'm going to take the smaller numbers. So I have 45 plus 45 plus 30 to add up. Okay. And then I'm also going to need, once I get that answer, I'm going to need to add on the time that they spent in the garden. Okay. So we're going to do our math for that. Get your final answer down here. Okay. We can do that one together. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 12. Well, we know that 120 minutes You guys know how many minutes are in an hour, don't you? 60 minutes in an hour, so this is really 2 hours, isn't it? All right, so we got 2 hours. Now we have to add on we also have 2 hours. I'm going to put hours over here, plus 3 hours that they spent in the garden. Okay, and that comes to 5 hours that they were gone. Now, your job is to look at the time that they left. They left at 9 a.m. This is your total time. You need to add on 5 hours and tell me what time they got back to school. That's going to be your job, okay? And you are going to either put AM or PM after that. So you're going to put your time, and then you're going to tell me if it's AM or PM. Add on 5 hours to 9 a.m. All right, if you need to pause the video right now to finish that up, and then meet me on the back side. Good job, guys. All right, here we are on the back side. We are not going to do the whole back, okay? So we are crossing off this stuff down here, and we are going to focus on doing the problems up here. So you've got some addition and subtraction. You'll be good there. Just watch your sign. And then when you get down here, we're not doing the rectangles. We're just going to do the problem. What I want you to do here, though, is I need you to either rewrite it over here, because it's pretty tiny over there, and then times 5. And then you guys know that you go up, over, over, over. Okay, same thing over here. I need to write it vertical. Okay. And times 8, remember, up, over, over, over. And then if you want, you can transfer your answer to the line. If I just see your answer here, that's fine with me too. And then you guys are good to go for today. Thanks so much.